Prabhu, your mute is last.
Mute.
Oh yeah, I'll just last.
Down. Yeah,
I'll do. I'm doing it. This is done. Then share. You know, your first job is whoever comes here. First put on AC. I'll give you an instruction. First put on AC. Whoever comes first, because it should. Then remind me.
To do all this.
Because I am in my own world.
Yes.
Many times I forget. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Share screen. Okay. So continue. So when so I'll come back to our understanding. Little faith means we have no knowledge of Krishna consciousness. That's why anybody comes to confront or debate, then we may give up our principles and we may accept their principle, which were ours previously. But as we understand about Krishna consciousness, we can defeat them a little bit. So that is the stage of Nishtha, where some situation happens in the world and we can't confront it completely, but still we will never give up Krishna consciousness. I mean, chanting or reading or something. We'll follow the principle. That is Nishtha stage, firm faith and steadiness. Why this has happened? Because our heart is sufficiently cleaned. Anartha Nivritti means cleaning the heart of Anartha means unwanted things. Then what happens? That is occupied by Artha Pravritti. So Anartha Pravritti, Nivritti and Artha Pravritti happens together. What is that? I'll tell you. Suppose the one pot is there and which is filled with filth. It's completely filled. But if you start pouring some useful thing in it, what will happen? The existing filth will come out and it will be occupied by the right thing. But over a period of time, if you keep on pouring it, what will happen? The whole filth will go off. So similarly, what happens when we do anartha nivritti, anartha goes artha, good qualities come. And then that is what is our development. Sapling has become strong enough to stand and it can preach also, make an effect on another little faith people. They can bring them to Krishna consciousness. And over a period of time, bhajan kriya should keep going on. Just like even if the plant has grown up, but still there are no flowers and fruits. They will come when you keep watering them. So the Nishtha and still we keep chanting, what happens? We now are chanting or reading or doing morning program and all, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, but still it doesn't keep us full focused. Why? Because full taste is not there. So that is ruchi. If somebody likes, she likes painting. Mataji is a good artist, Pallavi Mataji. So she will keep on painting the whole day. But if you give us आधा घंटे में रख देंगे, because there is no taste, ruchi. So same ruchi is not there in our Krishna consciousness right now. But when the bhajan kriya keeps on Nishtha stage and then we still do the same thing. Watering means chanting, hearing. And then what happens? We really get taste. That okay, weekly I have a class. I can't miss it. Or maybe I miss it, then I'll hear it on YouTube. I'll make notes. This is Ruchi. Doing same thing. So that is taste has arisen. And when taste is there and then it becomes asakti. Asakti means attachment. I can't live without this. First, what happens now if by force our guru have given us diksha, so we have vowed that I'll do this, so we chant, although we have no taste. But later we say, how can I stop at 60? That is asakti. I can't stay without, I will not eat without chanting. That is asakti. And that will turn to first stage of prema, which we were talking about. Prema, which is exhibited in 5 ways. You know, Yantadasya, Sakya, Vatsala, Madhurya. So bhava stage is a preliminary stage of transcendental love, where sufficiently another has happened, but some last traces are there. Just like we have example of Bharat Maharaj, who has at a bhav stage, he has given up everything which even we can't think of. Entire kingdom has given up, whole family, son, everything. But still, traces, and he missed that sadhu sangha, and again he fought. So still, the watering should go on even a bhav stage. And then we will fully develop. Then what happens? The flowers will come at asakti bhav stage, but fruit will come the prema. Is within the, even we are in this material world, in the material body, still we can release this fruit. So tell me that when will the fruit come? So have you seen the creeper? So creeper doesn't give fruit unless she has a shelter. Have you seen? तो जमीन पे गिर जाएगा because the weight is there. So my question is, what is that shelter for this our devotional creeper? Krishna. Anybody else? Devotees Association. Anybody?
Guru's instruction.
Guru's instruction. Anybody has any answer?
The love for Krishna.
So she is right actually. So I mean, the point is, Guru's instructions are there, and devotee is there. So devotees association is fluctuating. In the sense, sometimes you may have a good friend whom you are getting inspiration from, and then suddenly you may not. So all of us have a bhakti lata. Our lata will get shelter only at Krishna's lotus feet only. So lotus feet of Krishna is the shelter for us. Then still Krishna conscious, japa will go on. Our 9 process of devotional service will go on. Then we'll have fruit there. We offer it to Krishna, and then we can relish it here. That is chanting Hare Krishna, and then we will have a tears in our eyes, non-stoppable and all. That is what I am saying. Okay, so that is prema. So these are the 9 stages of development which will happen when, along with following, this 9 process of devotional service, here Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Sahasranam, we do this with the instructions of Srila Rüpa Goswami. These are how to associate with devotees, and so forth. We'll come to that. So what we are going to achieve in the bhakti is our little shraddha to prema. So prema is nothing but, what is that? Prema is nothing but what?
All these 9 stages when we pass.
So initially, one word, what is the prema?
Fully developed love for God.
Fully developed?
Love for God.
That means what?
No, surrender to Him. No.
Fully developed what?
Shraddha.
Faith.
Faith.
Same little faith
Faith.
with added stuff. Anartha is gone. Pure faith. Strong, pure faith. Prema is the name of different name of pure, strong faith that Krishna is my master. Right? Okay. Then we'll go forward.
One question.
Yeah. Acha, can we take questions later? We'll clear this up and then we'll do that. So these 9 stages of development of bhakti verses, now we have 8 verses we take generally. So 12 verses are there, but bhava and prem generally we don't take. Okay, for course we have 8 verses till asakti. Fine. So shraddha is like first 3 verses are shraddha. Takes 4 to 6 is sadhu sangha. How to do sadhu sangha? What type of devotees are there? 3 types of devotees. Okay. How can I behave with them differently? Right? Then bhajan kriya, anartha nivritti, nishtha, ruchi, and these are text number 7. And then last 8 number is asakti. Forgive about this Balram font. Lastly, couldn't get edited. Okay, so this is how we will move 8 verses. So first verse will be how to control mind and senses in Krishna consciousness. Then there are 6 things unfavorable for Krishna consciousness. That is don'ts. Then 6 things which are favorable we should do all the time. Do's. Then fourth verse explains how we can have a loving exchanges between the devotees. 6 exchanges. And there are different types of devotees. So we can't have a same approach to all devotees. We should have a different approach to devotees. So what are the dealings with different types of devotees? And 6 is don'ts in dealings. This we should never do, dealing with devotees. 7th is glories of holy name. And 8 is meditation on Krishna's name, form, qualities, and past. 9 to 12 is Raganuga Bhakti. It comes. So we are till 8. What is that? The sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, I always give example. What is that? I mean, it is given by Prabhupada only. Prabhupada gives in lecture, says that previously we have a Bala Vivaha, so Bala Vivaha means they used to get married at the age of maybe 6 and 8 or something like that. And he says that in every, say, Diwali or something, the boys' parents would say, okay, now we have to go to your wife's home. Whose wife? What wife? Then we have to go. They would go, and then parents of girl would say, "Jao, tumhare pati ko ye sweet do." But pati kya hai? But still she would give, and they would just play like that. They would be reluctant to go to meet each other. Why to go and so on. But as the boy turned 16, I mean, maybe 18 and girls and 16, they don't have to tell. Automatically say, we have to go now. Diwali has come. She also says, he is going to come. Similarly, when we come to bhakti, we say our 16 round morning program. Who wants to do morning program every day? I mean, it's very tedious stuff every day, and do 16 rounds. But Guru is saying, so we have to do it. That is sadhana bhakti. Because we respect Guru, so he respected parents, so they have to do it. But there is no prema. But when we do sadhana bhakti and we become mature, then we don't have to put an alarm for morning program. Or we don't wait for somebody. We don't wait. We just do it as the first task. That is Raganuga Bhakti. Automatic. It is like your second nature. That is maturity. So the Raganuga Bhakti stage will come as we go through all these stages. So right now we don't, go deeper into, because there is a tendency of people to, think that, I am advanced now. I can become a Babaji. I can live in Vrindavan. I can make Madhugari. But it's not an artificial thing. That's why we prevent and go into deeper into that. Fine. This will remove. So 6 urges. So now we'll start our first verse. Text number 1. You can repeat after me, all of you. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam. Jiva vegam udarupastha vegam. Etan vegan yo vishaheta dhiraha. Sarvam apimam prithvim sashishyat. So we have time. You can repeat. Anybody can. Because yeah.
Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam.
Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam.
Vegam pasta vegam.
Vegam udarupastadegam. Etam vegam yogisare tadvida.
Sarvamapi mam prithvim sashishyata shishya.
Sarvam apimam prasrinta. So translation is, a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of tongue, belly, and genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world. This is the first instruction given to us is there are 6 urges. What is that? Urge to speak. Vacho vega. Manasa, urge of mind, demand from mind. Krodha, urge of anger. Then tongue, belly, and genital. These 6 urges, if somebody can control, then he can do that. Now, Prabhupada, to come to this theme, he takes 6 canto, 1 episode, to understand how the mentality of people of the world, I mean, of us, generally how the things move in this world, and how an expert and advanced devotee sees that, like Parikshit Maharaj, how he approaches it and how he observes it. So Prabhupada says, I mean, as you go on reading in the, in your homework, the details, we'll discuss topics, main subjects here. He says there are 3 types of intelligence, generally we see. You know, the ideal intelligence is one who learns from the law books, scriptures, or from others' experience. Like we see our parents teach us, "Arey, aisa nahi karna." Aha, aisa nahi. Or we read that, okay, these are the laws of government, we should not do that. By just hearing and knowing, learning so many things, we don't do that. That is first class intelligence. Example is, Prabhupada writes that thievery is punishable. So just by hearing, oh, if I steal something that I'll get caught. Nobody does it. First class intelligence. Second class intelligence is, he says, oh, that's written there, but I heard it also. But let me experience. And I don't think it will happen with me. So he steals, get caught, and he says, oh no, I will not do that. That is second class intelligence. And third class intelligence, I mean, it's not intelligence at all. But third class is that they hear it, they do it, they experience it, still they do it again and again. And Parikshit Maharaj says, the most of the population lies in which category? Third class. That they know that this is papa, impious activity. And they learn also, they get punishment. So still again, by doing all tapasya, prayashit, keep on doing the same thing. So Prabhupada writes it is called as a, what, anybody can give hint? What do you call that? Repeatedly doing this? Elephants bathing. Elephants bathing is what? Have you seen elephants taking bath? They clean themselves very clean in water for hours together. But when they come on the shore, first thing what they do?
Again, put it in mud.
So mud on them. So what is the use of that cleaning? Similarly, Parikshit Maharaj says, Drishta Shrudabhyam Yat Papam Janan Api Atmano Hitam Karoti Bhuyo Vivashah Prayaschittam Katho Atho Katham. What is the use of doing prayaschit if they are going to do again the same thing? It's like elephant bathing. So elephant bathing example is important. You have to explain. What is that? Okay. So that is compared in Bhakti to Namno Baladhyasya hi Papa Buddhi. Page number 3, middle paragraph. I mean, it is a Sanskrit word. Namno Baladhyasya hi Papa Buddhi means They're committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What is that? So I am chanting Hare Krishna. And chanting Hare Krishna means cleaning of anartha, cleaning of all sinful activities. So that's all right if I do the sinful activities also. Because holy name will take care of my sinful activities. That is the biggest thing. That is the aparad. I mean, so we may say that we are on a safer path, but we are committing the biggest blunder. If we are in this conclusion that now will take care of our sinful activities, that is the biggest thing, right? So it's like an elephant bathing, and the offense towards holy name is considered like that. Anyway, so Prabhupada gives the example of, going to some, holy place and ask that, oh, I did the sin, what kind of price I should do? Do it, and then again do the same thing. You won't mention the place. Okay, so Parishad Maharaj said that this kind of atonement is not useful. It's not intelligent. So he writes, he says that, yeah. So understand. Now my question is, there is a sinful activity and there is a pious activity. So if something sinful activities happen, so can doing some pious activity can wash off sinful activity?
No.
No. Same, right. Sinful activity cannot be counteracted by pious activity. Means you have to undergo the punishment of all impious activities you have done, and you will reap the good reaction of a pious activity. Right? Now this is a very great concept, deep concept we'll take in Gita, karma, and how the things are, what is that. But for time being, we have to know that the general concept outside people do not understand that. They say, अरे चलो ठीक है पाप हो गया, चलो पैसा दे दो, दान दे दिया मैंने, अभी मैं उससे मुक्त हो गया है. Sort of some understanding is there. So what is the real prayashit? The atonement of prayashit is awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness. That is the prayashit. So Prabhupada said, our prayashit, there is prayashit, there is fasting and all that, but our prayashit is chanting attentively. Fasting will help when you chant. Once what happened? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's one disciple, so there was a Nirjal fasting, and he was sleeping. So Prabhupada said, "What are you doing?" Prabhupada, I'm feeling very tired. I'm not eaten anything. That's why I'm sleeping. So they eat chawal and read, chant, and go for Buddhist. On fasting day, instead of sleeping, you eat, get energy and do chanting or do reading or do some Buddhism. Do activity, devotional service. Understand? So atonement means the prayashit or austerity rather, you can say. Our austerity is chanting. So antakaale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Yah prayati samadbhava yati nastata samsaya. If we want to remember Krishna at the time of death, how will it be possible if we don't chant the whole life? Keep practicing, and then there is a surety. Rarely we may remember Krishna. Even if we chant whole day, a whole life. Again, that is that kind of distracted mind we have. We have chanted so many rounds, still our mind immediately goes away. So how much more we have to do this as austerity? Focus our mind on right. So these two things, sinful activity will not be counteracted by any pious activity. The real atonement is awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness. Two things. Okay, now how to bring this real atonement is so awakening our dormant Krishna consciousness means coming to our real knowledge. who we are, what is our relation with Krishna, what is our duty to Krishna. Okay? And to know that we have a standard process. Somebody can't say, oh, just like we go become a doctor by a process. You can't put your name, doctor, so and so. तो कहाँ गए? नहीं, I have gone nowhere. मैं खुद पढ़ा हूँ. Nobody will come to you. There is a process. Just to become a doctor, who, whatever, we have a process. Similarly, to awaken our Krishna consciousness, there is a process. There are two types of process, two methods. One is Vedic method, and one is Vaishnava method. So, Vedic method is also there. What is that? So, these are the details of traditional Vedic process. What is that? Practicing austerity. Okay, that means no sense gratification or celibacy, controlling of the mind, controlling the senses, giving one's possessions in charity, dana. These are all included, and then you become God conscious. Being avowedly truthful, satyavan, keeping clean, shaucham, and practicing yogasana. So all this includes what? The traditional method. Vedic method, traditional method. But Rüpa Goswami gives us a very, for us, Kali Yuga people, how many of you can do this? I mean, very precisely all these activities. So he has given us very simple process. What is that? Rüpa Goswami recommended. The benefits are same. One easily surpasses all the other practices. So what is that? Association of devotees, pure devotees. Associate with pure devotees. The practice includes our Krishna consciousness. This practice, we can't progress without devotee. You say, oh, these devotees are a mess. They are actually pulling me down. And so you can give n number of reasons. But without devotees, we can't progress. So with association of devotees, what we do? Four regulative principles we follow. And I already told, associating with devotees means doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all this. And we also enthusiastically participate in serving the Lord. DT, or book distribution, or you doing crowd care, security, seva, all these are actively participating in Krishna service. It's as good as serving DT personally. Dressing or bathing. There is no difference in any seva of Krishna. You are connected because why? Question is, why there is no difference in different sevas of Krishna? Like
Everything you're doing for Krishna. Krishna is only there for
regarding what we have learned today, I am expecting answer. Debating on what we learned. Why there is no difference? Why we don't see any difference regarding our development? Development of Krishna consciousness. Why there is no difference? Two more minutes.
What is the question?
Question is, Krishna service, wherever you serve, directly personal seva or extended seva, but there is no difference. All are in same platform. Why? All can progress same.
Because it's for Krishna and we are following everything.
So
One word you
one word name. I mean, you can have several words also.
This is Bhajan Kriya? What is it?
Because our development depends on attitude. Our attitude is it is for Krishna. So if I wash the plates, it is for Krishna.
Krishna. So everything
And if my attitude is, oh, I am serving Krishna, I am offering duty Aarti, then that is not a good attitude. But there is a eye consciousness, and I am washing shoes or something, whatever, plates, or I am standing at the gate, or I am doing crowd, whatever. So the attitude is I am serving Krishna.
Humbleness.
The attitude is important. Okay, that's what Krishna says. So somebody may be close to Krishna but may not progress because of his
Attitude.
yeah, you can come. But somebody's attitude is right, he can progress wherever he is staged. Okay. So this is our process recommended by Rüpa Goswami, which is direct elevator. So Vedic method is like it is dependent on the performer. You have to do it. There is no inspiration. I mean, maybe there is inspiration, but it's like you know, what kind of example we can give? Like a snooker, and or maybe
In Vedic method, it is only you. You have to
Ah.
think yourself.
or cricket is what as a collective game.
correct.
Somebody can inspire. Oh, acha dal vagara. You know, like that. Association. But there is only one per or like a sprint. You have to run. So like that.
Like bow and arrow, you.
Yes. So here we have Krishna helping us within. Outside we have devotees.
Association of
Devotees helping us. Like
And principles of.
yes. So this is the method which is recommended by Srila Rüpa Goswami. Okay. Now each verse, each urge will study what is the problem and then what is the solution. Oh, signal.
First of all,
Hold on. तो ओके करना पड़ेगा.
okay.
Please check the power. Power निकल गया क्या? अरे मैं ऑन ही नहीं किया. ऑन ही होता है. फिर क्या नहीं हुआ?
Let's check the power of the external device. No.
तो चल रहा है. ऐसा वाईफाई भी चल रहा है. मुझे लगा ही होता. Anyway, that doesn't hamper our yeah. So this first day. So anyway, so it can run on a Wi-Fi or directly to the pin. So we are running on a Wi-Fi, so I think that this is the problem. Otherwise,
They have said please press that mark on your remote to change it to in the input. Yeah, that's they say some.
yeah, this.
No, on your remote there will be this type of plug.
this
Yeah,
plug.
plug. Yeah.
To change to another mode.
Yeah.
And then
So we want this, no?
live.
No, like not live.
Oh, that's
It's not that, Prabhuji.
okay, no.
No. Cursor down.
कभी कभी remote भी ना. I'm doing it, but it's not coming in.
नीचे.
But not happening. इसको करो. नीचे हो ही नहीं.
प्रभु जी उधर से लो ना उसको सिग्नल ऐसे टेढ़ा नहीं दिखता. आप लीजिए ना प्रभु जी.
उसको ना
नीचे
ऐसा करो. उसको नहीं करो.
पहले नीचे प्रेस करो. अरे यस हो गया ये तो प्रभु जी.
अरे रे.
बैक.
That's it. And give it to 2 minutes, then otherwise we'll go. If I move, आवाज कर रहा है. ठीक है, anybody expert? ठीक है, कल कोई आके देख लेना. ठीक है. So till now it's okay. So we'll go one by one, the urges, and then what is the problem and what solution is recommended. So what is the problem of urge to speak?
Prabhuji, which page?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Page number 4, last paragraph.
Okay.
So whenever we get opportunity, what we do? Speak nonsense, right? That is the urge to speak. So Prabhupada compares that to the croaking of a frog. You know, frog, have you seen frog? And now the rainy season is going to come. As soon as they get, they come out of earth and they, whole night they croak. What happens by their croaking? We get nice sleep.
Disturbing.
It's not, I'm asking, what happens? What it gives invitation to? Snakes. I am here. If he keeps quiet, then will the snake will know? But he keeps on making noise. So automatically he searches. So similarly, our human form of life is a gift to us. With that, we can go back to Godhead. Just like we have seen, Shraddha to Prema. We can develop only in human form of life, not in any other form of life. So that is the rarest opportunity we have. And in that, this Ado, Ado in the Shraddha there is there, but Jiva is the first sense which we, and the most important sense which we can use in Krishna consciousness. How? We can chant Krishna. But if you don't do that, then our vital energies we are wasting. Just like a clock, and then the snake is compared to death. So if we do say few years of Krishna consciousness, it is better than compared to decades or centuries of life without Krishna consciousness. It has no use. In fact, it is more degrading, because if we are not doing Krishna conscious activity, means we are perpetually asking for newer and newer bodies. Whatever we'll do, good or bad activities, will incur us more bodies. Good activities also will have to take birth and enjoy, and bad activities again we have to take birth and go through miseries. But if we do Krishna conscious activity, then it is sure that at least we'll have an opportunity again to have a human form, and we can continue over this process of Shraddha to Prema. And that's a very important sense is Jivha. So problem is, we can't chant Krishna's holy name or pastimes and all. But we are so eager to discuss nonsense. All of us, of course. Debates or so many. If we keep talking to friends and we don't understand over 2 ghanta ho gaya, because it's natural. So this has become a natural, but it's not natural for us. So it's a problem that we can't control talking nonsense. Prajalpa, it is next will come. So that is the problem. So what is the solution? So improper solution is public will add a whip to Mauna. Maunam. So is it? So Prabhupada writes that Maunam is not going to happen, and it's not a steady practice, because what happens? Mauna.
It's not practical every whole time you will be in mourning.
You may be Mauna, and then rest of the time you will take a revenge लेंगे. And even in Mauna, our mind will
be
talking. So Maunam is not the right way to keep to solve this problem. So Prabhupada writes, so what is comparison of this unnecessary talk? Prabhupada writes, the talking of materialistic men and impersonalist Mayavadi philosophers is compared to the croaking of frogs. So croaking of frogs is a analogy, but it is compared to in our devotional life. What is that? Either we talk nonsense about अरे ये बहुत अच्छा जगह घूमने गया था वगैरह वगैरह जो भी है materialistic man like a materialistic man or impersonalist philosopher, they speak all nonsense. So that is compared. So these are all speaking nonsense and thus inviting death to catch them. So controlling speech, however, does not mean silence. Silence may appear helpful for some time, but ultimately it proves failure. So Prabhupada, Rüpa Goswami said, what is the right process to control the speech? Is
Glorifying Krishna.
yes, say talk Krishna Katha. Engage the speaking process in glorifying the Lord's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. These four things. So speech we can use for only these four things. And if we do that, then we are automatically a preacher of Krishna Katha. And Prabhupada writes that preacher of Krishna Katha is always beyond the clutches of death. Apparently, his body may change, but he is on the path of salvation because he is purifying himself. Right? So this paragraph is important. So problem we have seen, right? A comparison as a frog and impersonalist and materialistic means talking. Improper solution is mauna, which will not last, but proper way is engage your speech in
Krishna.
glorifying Lord's
Name,
form, qualities, and pastimes. Fine. Then comes to the problem of mind. So mind का क्या problem है? The restlessness or fickleness of mind. We may be here, but our mind may be somewhere else. That is fickleness of mind. So it is controlled only when we can fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So why Krishna only? So this is a beautiful analogy given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. What it says, Krishna Surya Sama Maya hai andhakar. Jahan Krishna taha nahi Maya nahi. So how it and try to understand. So Surya is there, that means it is absence of andhakar. Surya is compared to Krishna and andhakar is compared to darkness, Maya. So right now when we are not discussing Krishna, then where are we?
Maya.
In darkness, that means in Maya. But if we turn to Krishna, that means if we fix our mind in Krishna, then where are we? With Krishna, in Krishna's center. So there is no Maya or Andhakar. Okay? So that way our mind will not be disturbed. So there is only one way to keep ourselves in some way or other. It says that येन केन प्रकारेण कृष्ण मनो निवेशयेत्. What is that? येन केन प्रकारेण. By any means, try to fix Krishna mano niveshaya. Mind should be engaged in Krishna's form or actually lotus feet. So we can start with anything. Then there is no possibility of minds being agitated by Maya's influence. Okay. So the yogic process of negating all material thoughts will not help. What they do? Vacuum. I mean, they say, oh, mind ko pura khali karo. I mean, whatever they maybe yogic process way. So to try to create a vacuum in the mind is artificial, because vacuum will not remain. But if one always thinks of Krishna and how to serve Krishna. So two things: how always think of Krishna, that means his name, form, qualities, pastime, and how to serve Krishna. That means even if we start thinking about preaching also, that is also not Maya. Is also thinking about Krishna. So Prabhupada saying, oh, this big building is there. Why? Very nice building. How can I make this as a temple? Or maybe, That is also Krishna consciousness. So anything which is helpful for us to remember Krishna, that is an activity where the mind can be healthy. Then our mind will naturally be controlled. So this is the solution. So we have to meditate on lotus feet of
Krishna.
no negating thoughts. We cannot empty mind of thought. That is itself is the thought. Oh, I am removing all thoughts. Okay. Next comes anger, Krodha. So Prabhupada says that Krodha cannot be altogether removed. It will be there. The solution is apply it to the right candidate. Of course, now in the practical life, we have to understand that Prabhupada writes three examples he says that where the anger is properly used, correct application of anger, he gives three examples. One is Mahaprabhu who says that Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishna Amanina Manadena. But he has asked for a Sudarshan Chakra when to kill Jagai. Why? You can't try to kill someone without anger. Okay? But why he was angry? Because Nityanand Prabhu was hit by the Jagai, isn't it? Hanumanji, he burned the Lanka because he was angry, right? And third is Arjuna, who killed so many soldiers in battle. But in our dealings with the devotees, we don't recommend anger. So anger has to be
Control.
in the sense we can't control. We should not generate anger at it altogether. You know, when anger has come, it will burn someone, either the person in front or you yourself. If you control anger, your brain nerves will burst.
It is making the negative aspect as your strength.
Repeat.
Making your negative aspect as your strength.
And it's a process actually. You know, ideally what Vaishnavism says, we'll finish with this because 8:30. So the point what our tradition what it says that I am so low that nobody can neglect me or harm me. In the sense, nobody can abuse me. I have a phrase rightly, in the sense that I cannot feel that somebody is lower than me. But you know what happens? Somebody बड़ा कोई बोलता है करो तुम हाँ सब करो दिया करो नया को मैं बोलता चल बाजू चलो थोड़े अरे नया है मेरे को बता रहा है what happened? Same activity happened. Two different people said. One superior said, you said right sir. Newcomer said
Then you
anger comes. So your identity has changed. Activities, I mean the situation is same, but you have changed your role. So our role should be whoever says I am the lowest person, then anger will never come. That's why Trinadapi Shunichena. Shunichena means number lower, like a Trina. So if we have that attitude, then anger will never come. So our main basic idea will be not to be angry at all. Right? Then problem will come. Because anger will come, then you will either blast someone or you will control it and then something will, either something happen. Because anger cannot be controlled. That's a fact. So don't generate anger at all. Okay? So mind we'll discuss later. And we'll go, today we have started late actually, because many of you have not come on time. So if you make sure, come by 7. Otherwise, what we'll do, we'll start it, because today we have encounter with this also. So anyway, we will record it and then sharp 7 to 8:30 we'll do, because I don't want to go overboard. Many might be living far away, ना? कहाँ रहते हैं आप लोग?
Badlapur.
Badlapur. So we'll stop here actually.
So now next Friday we'll start from the last second.
Yeah, this verse,
Mm.
but the problem, I mean, from
Krishna, Surya.
from where?